What's up guys, Coach MANdler here, Team Swole Patrol. Got a solid Flex Friday routine for you to kick the weekend off right with. Going to be doing some heavy bench work and following that up with some accessory work for our chest, our delts, our back, and our pipes. But before we get into that, I want to give you a quick bench press tip that will help you correct one of the big mistakes I see people making a lot of times with the lockout portion of the bench. The guy that I'm working out with right now, who actually videos me, is he had a problem with this, and the second he corrected it, not only did he say he got a far better pump and just felt better overall with the press, but he had far better performance with his max effort work that we did in this same workout. And what it is basically, some guys, when you're bench pressing, you want to have your shoulder blades, your scapula retracted and depressed. You want to have it in that position so you can dig into the bench and be in a nice tight groove so that you are applying force into a strong and sturdy surface, the bench. Well, what happens a lot of times, and what happened with him, was that he was good at the bottom and stayed tight and tense, but once he got to the top, he lifted out of that groove, and he basically had his shoulders come up off the bench, all right? Whenever they are basically coming off the bench like that, you're going to lose a lot of strength and stability. You're going to lose the ability to apply maximum amount of force into that surface that you are counteracting that weight with. So in order to prevent that from happening, make sure you focus on keeping those shoulder blades retracted right here and depressed by pulling them down. So pull back and pull down so you can adequately keep them in position to be in better spots for maximal force production with the bench press. Now, let's carry on with this fabulous Flex Friday routine. Enjoy.
All right, we're going to kick today's Flex Friday off with a little bit of core activation work. We're going to start with some Turkish Get Ups and then go into some kettlebell rack carries. This is actually a pretty heavy Turkish Get Up for me, so I'm going to keep the volume extremely low to the point where I only do 1 rep per arm, all right? People always want to know where the hell can you program in Turkish Get Ups. I think it's absolutely perfect to program in right in the beginning when you're trying to better activate your core, to prevent any power outages, and to work on upper back strength and stability as well as mobility. All right, so this is going to really get everything activated, not just your core and upper back, but it's a great overall exercise. Great for, specifically speaking, doing right before you get into the bulk of your strength, speed, and hypertrophy work that you're going to be doing in whatever day it is that you have planned for your swole session. And right after that heavy Turkish Get Up, we're going to go right into a kettlebell rack carry. Not only a fantastic way to really light up your obliques, given the fact that it's a great anti-lateral flexion movement, but another way to really get that upper back activated as well. And that's going to be important for, when we're doing those heavy presses as our core lift for better controlling, better stabilizing that weight overhead. Next, we are going from the stability and core activation work into the speed and explosiveness work. So we got some dumbbell hang snatches here, getting 2 per arm. Make sure you get those hips through and imagine you're kind of jumping that weight up. Good extension of the ankles, knees, and hips, and catch it in that same position that you would for completing that overhead press, making sure that everything, your wrist, elbows, shoulders, and your hips and knees and ankles are all in alignment. That's the key there. Just making sure you're in alignment and catching it in the best position possible. Now, I want you to really look at what I'm doing here. You see me getting in that groove there. A lot of people are going to hate up on having a high arch, but the arch isn't necessarily as important as what you do with your shoulders. If you notice, I retracted and depressed my shoulder blades to dig them in so that I have a good, strong, and sturdy platform to apply force into. And I'm applying force into that bench. And if at lockout I lift out of that groove, I'm going to lose a lot of power output, and it's going to affect obviously your strength, but also even your size gains too, because you're losing force application and you're losing tension. And when we talk about time under tension, that's something that once you lose that tension, you're losing the effect that it's going to have on hypertrophy. And speaking of hypertrophy, this is a fantastic, not only way to really you really hit the weak points for your bench press, which are going to be just multi-directional, multi-plane presses, but also a fantastic way to get absolutely yoked. All right, I call these elevator sets, going from military bench to incline bench, flat bench, then back to incline and all the way to military again. 5 reps per dumbbell here, and trust me, at the end you're going to be absolutely lit the fuck up. Great way to force a lot of time under tension and attack every part of your body that's responsible for doing any in any press, whether that be a vertical press or a horizontal press. So great way to get a nice pump throughout your body and to also hit those weak points that will allow you to bench press more weight. All right, so you're allowing yourself to look and perform like a beast. The name of the game here for us. Afterwards, we got to make sure to hit the posterior side as well, because even though it does not show up in the mirror, trust me, it does exist. And when you do train the posterior portion of your body, I believe you will be just as jacked, if not more jacked, and just as strong, if not more strong, than if you don't do it at all. Actually, I'm going to take that back. Most definitely, you will be more jacked, and most definitely, you will be more strong. So here we're again working on a horizontal pull, a vertical pull, and then doing this nice little finish up to the circuit, which is going to be these Scarecrows, which I talked about in a video I believe last week, about how these won't just increase upper back strength and be a great little accessory exercise for you, but another fantastic way to build them big ass traps that you're going for. And just finishing this up, going to hold that for a little extra time under tension. Great way to cap off that back circuit. And speaking of a great way to cap things off, this is going to be the finisher that we're going to do today for the pipes. An overhead Tate press, which is going to work on the long, lazy head of the triceps, the functional head, if you will. This will give you a bigger lockout for overhead press, incline bench press, and obviously the flat bench press. And not only that, it's also, given the fact that it's overhead work, going to increase size and strength of the delts too. And obviously you can't do triceps without hitting them biceps, baby. So finishing the weights portion of this arm circuit with some good old-fashioned bilateral curls, and then to get a nice little metabolic effect in this finisher as well, to get a little bit of grip work, we're going to do some thick rope, battle rope slams. Quick tip, if you have these laying around at your gym, when you're doing them, make sure you're in a good athletic position, staying tight and upright, and making sure that the undulating waves that you have going down the rope are small and tight as possible.
Hey guys, hopefully that routine and the couple tips I told you about proper bench setup in the shoulders, maintaining that retraction and depression of the scapula helped out. If it did and you want to see more tips and videos like this, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And speaking of that, if you are new to the channel and want more different tips that will immediately put you in better position to gain more of that dense, ripped, and powerful muscle mass that allows you to look and perform like a beast, then be sure to pick up your free copy of the muscle building blueprint that I put together for you by clicking on this button right here. If you're on a cell phone or a tablet, instead of clicking there, simply go down to the description area of the video right now and click on the first link that you see. When you do that, I'll take you to that free gift page, which outlines everything you're going to be getting with this free gift, as well as what you need to do in order to allow me to email it directly to your inbox free of charge. Like I said, completely free, so just click right here or click down there and I'll take you to that free page which explains it all. Appreciate your time, guys. Have a good one. MANdler.